Hi everybody, Deborah Stewart here, and I'm standing in front of experimental painting that I did recently on a repetitive pattern, but I've also been getting out a lot of my much older artwork. Boy, 15 years maybe. I have been working on abstracts pretty consistently since at least 2000. Oh, I can't believe it's been that long. And I started with watercolors actually. I was looking for just a different way to express myself, and abstracts always inspired me. So I was doing in the year 2000 some watercolors where I took a small portion of a photograph, I drew it, and then I created a grid on watercolor paper, and I transferred those small drawings in different directions to this grid. I'm going to post one of those paintings so that you can see what I was doing. And then I decided that watercolor just wasn't for me. It wasn't direct enough. I wanted to make marks. I was more of a person who liked to draw and feel that direct charcoal on paper. So then I started to experiment with kind of the similar thing with drawing. So then I started doing basically some small sections of photos and only using charcoal. And then I made small ones and I put them together into kind of like a puzzle and glued them on either black paper or white mat board. And so it had a real contemporary look, and I really like those a lot. So I just opened up this box in my storage unit and I started looking in and thought, wow, it's really great to see some of these things. I'm glad I didn't throw them away. Um, and to re-look at them and revisit them and see, is there something there that I was doing even, almost, well, at least 20 years ago, to see, what was I doing? What was I attracted to then that I still am attracted to now? So I wanted to show you some of those things. And because you might like to try some of the similar technique that I did, I created some diptics where I cut the paper in half and glued two onto one piece of mat board. I did some triptychs where I, started a pastel and then I cut it into three and I moved those pieces around and I glued them onto a piece of mat board, and or else there were four of them. Even one, I think I have 8 pieces. I also was working on some Le Carte paper when I was doing this, and I was using the iridescent sparkly pastels, which I still have, but I don't use them. So I'm using those on really dark colored, almost black Le Carte paper. And so I did, I think when I think about what I was doing uh, over 20 years ago, I had no idea what I was doing. I experimented a lot. I probably was more experimental then than I am now. So I guess I wonder for myself if I need to go back to being more experimental and just seeing what will happen. That's what I was doing. So I'm going to share some of those images with you. And if you want to try a similar technique of what I was doing with cutting up the paper and rearranging things and gluing them onto another colored piece of paper, I encourage you to try it, because the other thing I learned from doing that was it helped me to simplify abstract shapes and to find those shapes in nature. So that is how I think discovered more about abstract shapes, value, and and looking at things in a different way. So thanks for watching.